thank you, Patrick. Thank you very much indeed. My flu is a bit of a problem. Yeah, we're not going to tell that. No, thank you for the opportunity. I had wanted to really ask the journalists questions. Mind you, some people stopped me and said it is not gentlemanly to do so, because there are also lady journalists. No, I am very worried. I think these elections have caused more worries to some of us. Because South Africa is a country that has a history that put many of us into serious issues when apartheid laws were the laws. Even if we're doing the right thing, we were sentenced to prison, we were done everything. We fought to go over this. Then we got freedom. Even when we were discussing the point I was making earlier, that we're very careful that we should not act in the manner that will make us continue fighting. We wanted to finish fighting. Hence, the government of national unity, which worked. We were a country that came from, it was not just a country within a democracy. It was a country of apartheid. And I've never heard in other countries in the world that there was a country that ruled through a system called apartheid. And we wanted to practice democracy, freedom, equality, everything. Down the line, 30 years into our democracy, or into our freedom, I shouldn't say democracy, into our freedom, we reach a point where, for the first time, there is elections that have such problems for the first time, that it was not easy to hide things that people were doing in order to ensure that this party wins, that party does not, etc., etc. I asked myself when the IEC, when complaints were brought by a big number of political parties, when they were saying, here are our complaints. And as soon as this was said, the IEC immediately organized you guys to send a message that that will never happen. We are doing it tomorrow, come what may. Is that democracy? Is how we deal with our people in a democratic country. the IEC has a right to veto us as political parties who participated, who are not happy, who say the elections were not free and fair. By that time, a number of boxes packed with the things we use when we vote. What do we call them?
Papers.
Ballot papers. Many of them in many different areas. Many different areas. In democratic countries, the media is the first to point at the wrong things and point very seriously. Why were you guys so silent? Because this looks like a very common thing. There are things that are in the media more than others. Others very serious are not in the media. For an example, when the IEC leader said we are going on, when we had already asked them not to rush until we deal with what we call problems. Why were you so quiet, guys? Because we who are generally on the receiving side notice these things. That we are very quick when some of us have been said X, Y, Z. We write pages and pages. But when it is said to other people, you don't see it. Or you quickly, in 10 minutes, forget what they said. Wow. Because in some places, the media helps to ensure that democracy, no matter who, is respected, exercised. But in South Africa, it is the other way around. Some of us, even if you just coughed, it's a big story. That Zuma coughed in front of the big news. I don't think when courts, for an example, you bring your case, they don't even look at it. They say, sorry, we can't even take it. Because it is our right as citizens. Here, the IEC is where it is because it is employed by us, the country, to help counting and doing it correctly. That's how it is. They are not our bosses to tell us what to do, what not to do. Theirs is to count our votes with the citizens. And if we believe there is something wrong, it is our right that we tell them. And they must act and solve that problem before they announce that this is yet. And you can imagine this time around, I'm sure the word that is normally used, these elections were free and fair. I'm not sure whether they did say it. Did they?
It did.
In the media, what did it say?
Nothing.
Did they see what was happening in the media?
No.
The stealing of boxes and
No.
why did they keep quiet? Why?
Why
Now, I'm making these points because I want to tell you, we fought and got our democracy. There's no longer any democracy in South Africa. I am an example. I went into prison when I never committed any crime. I served in apartheid. At least the apartheid in their laws and constitution had committed a crime, and I disagreed with them even then. And they sentenced me 10 years. Under democracy, I served 15 months, having committed no crime, having been in no court that dealt with me. If we don't notice that South Africa is moving back to, what do you call it, by the way? What is another word of such government? Dictatorship. Dictatorship of those who have the money. Dictatorship. Are we ready to stand for this and just keep quiet, we who can write or talk to the newspapers, whatever? Now, where have you ever heard that such a big member of political parties, not one, not Umkhonto weSizwe that people don't like, the whole big group of political parties all complaining simultaneously that we are robbed here, we want this to be looked at, and people who are supposed to be helping us, I see, say sorry, we're not doing it. People who are supposed to be looking at the law and the respect of the law in the country, the judges are there making people to, what is it,
take an oath. Take an oath.
To take an oath. When they know that there are complaints, they are supposed to be looking after our democracy. Now, nobody, for an example, I'm not sure whether I've read, maybe a time I don't read the newspapers, because who has raised the issue about the number of political parties who are not happy with the decision of the IEC? Who? Is that not a story to write? Are you part of the democratic country? Because democracy does not allow such things. I'm not asking you questions because you said we are not supposed to ask questions. I don't know why. Because we are also human beings like us. Nah, sengibuzile.
Yeah.
Sengibuzile pendula.
Nisasaqima for 2 hours. Niscreen nisaqima for 2 hours.
I mean, you have elections ongoing. Suddenly, the machines have crashed. There's been no investigation from real investigative, what to call it?
Investigative journalists.
Investigating terrorists.
Terrorism.
Because you guys, you terrorize us. You terrorize us. Other people don't terrorize us. Now, I'm saying this because I want to put it into our mind. Be fair, deal with the issues with anyone on the equal basis. Very important. Uyishwa malanga. Bese sikhuluma iqiniso.
Qinisa uphuma.
Now, I want to say we are slowly moving towards a situation. There are people in South Africa, if they commit no crime, but they get charged, everything happens. We have an example of a leader of a party this side. What is it? It's called, what is your name, by the way? I'm saying this because we are here, and I thought I should not lose this opportunity. He was charged of not having looked after the people he was in charge of. Yeah, it's called oversight, but that's what it is, Mrs. Zulu. Now, the man was waiting to be charged and the trial going on, whatever. Then you have a head of state whose home is found with the mattress full of money. Even his organization does not chase him out, but they chase a man without being found guilty of any evidence. That is how you guys report. And you make it easy. The judges says, no, the man, there's no wrongdoing here. But everybody who keeps the money above what is